Welcome back. All right, so the last two games of the night, I've already reviewed the other three. I'm wearing my Mark Scheifele jersey, and it's got, of course, the A because he's assistant captain, and now it's got the 10-year patch as well. Of all the patches that they have this year, that might be one of my favorites. There's so many patches this year, so many anniversaries. There's 25th in Arizona, 25th in Colorado, 20th in Minnesota and Columbus, 10th in Winnipeg. It's a good time to be a patch collector, I guess, is what I'm saying. And it's a year after the Canucks and the Sabres had their 50th. I don't have a Sabres 50th. I'm not soliciting one. I look back at last year and I'm thinking, you know, if I'd been collecting patches then like I do now, I probably would have one. But at that point, there's still a couple of jerseys to pick up. Now that's basically done. All right, so go ahead and write down the timestamp. We're going to talk about Winnipeg and Vancouver. I like the Jets. So there's this narrative going around that, Shannon really doesn't like the Jets because they own the Canucks. If I disliked every team that's owned the Canucks, I would hate every single team in the National Hockey League. Done. Their win-loss record over history of me watching them is bad. And I will say this, they lose tonight. The effort was there. I really can't get too mad at them. I'm definitely not mad at the Jets over tonight's game. And there were a couple of unintentional laughs thanks to the Canucks in tonight's game as well. And honestly, I like the Jets of the teams in Canada that aren't Vancouver. It's hard not to root for Ottawa as the ultimate underdog. And the Jets. It's the one of the smaller fan bases in Canada, and I like them. I've always liked the Jets, and when I do, jersey rankings, and you people will see this summer, Jets jerseys I generally rank really high, and this 10th anniversary patch, that's nice. Anyways, so let's talk about the game. Why not? Because the game happened. Sutter out, Horvat in. The Canucks 8-3-1 in March, but they were outshot in all 12 games until tonight. This is a team that has relied on goaltending. This is a team that has relied on Demko to win them games they shouldn't win. I have said for a long time, when your team's winning games that you shouldn't, that eventually turns around. Eventually you're losing games that you probably should have won. I'm not going to say they should have won this game, but it would have been closer. So, Hellebuck versus Demko, 7 straight Jets wins in Vancouver. They are very good in Vancouver. They don't lose in Vancouver. Edler had a shot that hobbled Wheeler at 23 seconds. Ehlers went down in that first minute too, and it was like, all right, well, if the Canucks strategy is let's just injure all the Jets and take our chances, I thought, it's not very sportsmanlike, but you got to do something when you've lost 7 in a row against a team in your own building. The shots favored the Canucks early, but Hellebuck was fantastic. Grayovac had a net crash there as the Canucks pressed. He's been a decent fourth-line fill-in when he's come in, honestly. And I think, again, this exposes that for fourth-liners, you don't need to pay them money. You just need to have guys that can go in there and work hard and, capable players. So, power play for the Jets, that's killed off. The Jets pressed after the power play ended. I think they had 5 shots during that power play, too, so it was dangerous. The Canucks were on their heels, and 7 shots in a row went to the Jets during that period. Hellebuck then stopped a chance for Edler. There was a too many men on the ice call for the Jets. The Canucks get a power play. During that power play, both teams had chances. So maybe the Canucks looked at that and went, hey, so if it's a too many men on the ice penalty, we can get shorthanded chances. Nah, it's 4D chess. So that was killed off. Both goalies were dialed in. McEwen then had a fight with Stanley. And if Stanley had connected with that last punch, I don't like to think of where McEwen would have been. But anyways, second period, Vesey was denied his first Canuck goal. Not Vesey, because Vasilevsky is a goaltender, doesn't play for Vancouver. Vesey was denied his first Canuck goal early, and honestly, Jimmy Vesey, the effort's there. There's not a lot of offense, but it's the Canucks offense is kind of gone the way of the Flames. Power play for everything else went to the Flames, why not the Canucks offense? Power play for the Jets, too many men on the ice. Demko denied Connor during that penalty kill, but they had so many opportunities. And then Andrew Kopp, who was in for a big night. I like Andrew Kopp. I've talked up Andrew Kopp for a long time. From Pionk and Dubois at 5:53, and he keeps playing like this, he'll get protected from Seattle. And then there's another too many men on the ice penalty for the Canucks. At this point, I'm thinking, guys, you can only have 6 guys on the ice, including the goalie. You get this, right? Like, did somebody talk to them before the game and say, hey, you can have 6 players on the ice? And they all went, we can have 6 on the ice tonight and skating away. And they said, no, including the goalie. Not 5 skaters, including you can have, unless you pull the goalie. Guys, we can have 6 on the ice tonight. Yes. Kopp scores again from Ehlers and Dubois at 10:50. The Canucks then get a power play. That was killed off. The Jets pressed with 3 minutes left. Their power play was jinxed because there was an article today talking about how good their power play is. The Jets pressed with 3 minutes left and they'd score. Scheifele on a rebound. No chance for Demko on that one. Wheeler and Stastny with the assists at 18-13. Myers was stuck on the ice for 2.5 minutes at that point too. And would not be the last time Myers gets stuck on the ice. Tyler Myers earned his paycheck tonight. Third period, early chances for the Canucks. Hellebuck making some saves. Line shuffling by the Canucks. They had Gaudette playing on the top line for a while there. Connor had a chance. That was high and wide. Virtanen had one that he fired wide. There were posts going on for the Canucks too. No shortage of posts. Hellebuck probably should embrace that net for all the posts and crossbars. Over 2 games, there was a crossbar for Miller. So Roussel turned it over. The Canucks would ice it when they got the puck back. I'm not sure where Roussel was looking on that pass. Canucks are hemmed in. Myers was stuck again. And again, there's an icing, and then it's like, okay, so Myers is leaving the ice. Nope, no, he's not. No, it's icing. 3 minutes and 7 seconds on the ice for Myers. So that's 5 minutes and 37 seconds on 2 shifts. That's brutal. And not only that, but during that shift, that's where he's trying to leave, and Hamonic passes him the puck. No, or was that this one here? Either way, when a guy wants to get off the ice and he says, I'm dead, don't pass me the puck. Don't hand him, because he had to, like, I feel bad for Tyler Myers. This is the world we live in, right? So, yeah, Kopp was trying for the hat trick, and the Canucks pulled the goalie to make that happen. And it did. Kopp, from kind of the other end of the ice, he scores at 15:50. That's the first Jets hat trick in 2021. It was the first hat trick for Andrew Kopp in his career, so kudos to a player that I like very much. And then he decided, I've got 3. Can I have 4? And Paul Maurice goes, you little scamp, go get 4. And he did. The scamp got his 4th from Appleton and Lowry at 17:34, so why not? So the only thing left is for the Canucks to ruin Hellebuck's night. And yes, I will admit I had already written how many shutouts he would have had if he got it tonight on the board, because I figured the Canucks were going to get shut out for the 37th time in the last 5 seasons. That's the highest total in the league. It's 36 shutouts in 5 years. This again is when people are like, Shannon's just upset because the Canucks lost tonight. Are you kidding me? This channel wouldn't have survived till now if every time they lost I got upset. So Höglander scores to ruin everybody's night from Horvat and Besser at 18:35. That makes it 5-1, and that's your final. So the Jets go to 20-11-2. Now here's where the scheduling gets weird. The Jets play the Flames 3 times. Then the Canucks play the Flames after that. So the Canucks are off for a while. They're 16-18-3. There's a lot of time here for Benning to figure out who he's going to get rid of and how this is going to work, because they're not making the playoffs. That's just, it's just, there's no way. It's 37 games now. They're 2 games below 500. They've got less than 20 games left. I just don't see how it works. So yeah, still only 36 times they've been shut out in 5 seasons. I think the second team underneath them had 27 times shut out, which I think was Buffalo. So Sabres fans, chin up. Yeah, the 3 stars in this one were Kopp, Hellebuck, and Morrissey. No shocker, there's no Canucks there. The shots actually favored Vancouver, though. That might have been the death knell for them. They were outshot by Winnipeg 12-11 in the first. They outshot Winnipeg 20-16 in the second. Hellebuck earning his pay. And in the third, both teams had 8 shots. The final shots were 39-36 for the Canucks. Winnipeg 2 for 3 on the power play, so those too many men on the ice penalties, both of them cost them a goal. Vancouver 0 for 2. The blocked shot, or hits, was 20-17 Vancouver. Blocked shots 11-9 Vancouver. Hellebuck 38 saves on 39 shots. Demko 31 saves on 35 shots. And there you go. You can only have 5 skaters on the ice and 1 goalie. I know this. Everybody watching knows this. Canucks need to find out. All right. Moving along. LA and San Jose. This is a very interesting battle that's going on here. Now, for LA coming into this 2-game set with the Sharks, they're looking at it and saying, you know, if we can win these 2 games against the Sharks, we're in this. we can look at maybe catching up to St. Louis. What's happened over the last 2 games has told them, nope. And for St. Louis, maybe send a gift basket to the San Jose Sharks unless the Sharks get closer, which we'll see what happens when these teams are against others. Really, for San Jose, it's a matter of beating teams ahead of them and Martin Jones staying red hot. Martin Jones has been fantastic. Let's get into it. Peterson versus Jones is the matchup. It had a slow start. The shots were 1-1 4 minutes in. It would pick up, though. This game really picked up. Delay of game call gets the Kings a power play. That was killed off by the Sharks. Jones, another good game. He had 7 saves early in this game. In fact, 9 minutes in, the shots were 9-1 for the Kings. So the Kings are just peppering Jones with tons of shots. He's not letting anything in. The Sharks then get a power play. That was unsuccessful. Kopitar draws a penalty, which gets the Kings a power play. A lot of power plays in that first period, not a lot after that first period. We then get 44 seconds of a 4-on-4. The Sharks would get a power play after. Balcers try to wrap around. That stayed out. Kane fired one wide with 30 seconds left. But we go to the second period, and it's still 0-0. And the Kings had to feel really good coming out of that first period. They had outplayed San Jose in San Jose, and just keep playing that way. Normally you'll win, right? So second period, Peterson denied Balcers, but not for long. Balcers would get a goal from Sorensen and Schimmick at 2 minutes and 15 seconds. And then the Sharks would get another chance. Kane with the chance. Couture had the rebound. That wouldn't go. The Sharks pressed at 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Much better period for the Sharks to that stage. Much better period than the first period where they were outplayed. Brown had a fast break. Jones made the save on that. Jones then denied Iafallo. And great game for Jones. And then Evander Kane rewards him with a goal from Burns and LeBanc at 13:39. That was the 13th goal of the season for Kane. Jones then had a chest save on a slapper from Kopitar, and it looked like the Sharks were going to emerge from this period with a 2-0 lead. However, 13 seconds left, Iafallo scores from Brown and Doughty. That makes it 2-1 for the Sharks going into the third. Third period, 21 seconds is all it takes. The early goals today. Kane from Ferraro and Burns. It was a nice tip in front of the net by Kane. Not a lot of chance for Peterson on that one. And then at 1:43, so a minute and 20 seconds later, Hurdle puts this game really out of reach with a goal from Vlasic and Schimmick. So Schimmick with 2 assists tonight, and it's 4-1 lead. To the Kings' credit, they didn't give up. 4:27 into that period, Kempe gets a goal from Doughty and Velarde. And Doughty, absolutely amazing play. And Kempe just basically got to tap it into the empty net. Just great play by Doughty to set that up. So the Kings press at 8 minutes. Kopitar was denied. Kopitar was frustrated with Jones all night. Best run Jones has had in years. I'm thinking like 2017, 2018 is the last time I've seen him this good during the regular season. Home run pass to Athanasiou missed. Jones ended up getting that. Couture was down, and Carter goes to the box. And it was a high stick, and it was a weird play, and depending on the angle you look at it, it looked like it was just an accident. But he caught Couture right on the button, right on the jaw, and it looked like it knocked him at least to Silly Street. I'm not going to say knocked him out, but they had to come out and look at him. And Logan Couture is not a guy who's going to just, stay down and try to get a penalty. So, I hope Couture's all right, but he did leave the game. And that was with 2:54 left. Then during the power play for the Sharks, Kane thought he had one, but Peterson snagged it out of the air. And then there was a crossbar for the Sharks as well that kept it at 4-2. The Kings did their best to kill that one off and try, and they did pull the goalie with 40 seconds left. But ultimately, the Sharks win at 4-2. They go to 13-14-4. The Kings drop to 13-13-6. So being unable to defeat San Jose may have taken them out of this, and both GMs will have some interesting questions to ask of their team as we are about 3 weeks out from the trade deadline. Shots in this one favored the Kings all the way through. 13-6 in the first, 16-12 in the second, 15-10 in the third. Final shots, 44-28 for the Kings. Power plays, LA 0 for 2, San Jose 0 for 3. Hits, 35-28 for the Sharks. Blocks, 16-12 in favor of San Jose. Peterson saves 24-28. Jones saves 42 out of 44. And, he's been the butt of jokes for years. He looks pretty good right now. So that's good. 3 stars were, of course, Martin Jones, number 1, Evander Kane, number 2, and Brent Burns, number 3. So a lot of the San Jose Sharks that have been dealing with people saying they're overrated, they're overpaid, they're over the hill, or they're just not very good. Tonight, the Sharks look pretty good. We will see when the Sharks play against teams like the Blues, the Avs, the Wild, and especially the Golden Knights, whether or not this is just a matter of them matching up well against the Kings. But at least there's some momentum. We'll see. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.